Hi everybody, welcome to our lesson today. I'm very excited to be with you. Today we're going to be looking at the human circulatory system, and we're going to be looking a little bit later on at homeostasis. So I hope you're comfortable and ready to learn a great deal. Let's start off today looking at the circulatory system. Now, remember, when we looked at plant circulatory systems or transport systems, we said that substances needed to be moved around the plant, hence the need for a transport system. Now, it's exactly the same in animals and in humans. You need to get certain substances circulated throughout your body. Food substances, gases, hormones, and other substances need to move around your body. And you are a multicellular organism, which means that your layers of cells are rather thick, and the substances cannot diffuse through those layers. The substances need to be taken directly to the cells, and things that the cells want to offload, like waste products, the circulatory system will take those substances away. Now, in humans, we have what is called a double circulatory system. We have pulmonary circulation and systemic circulation. So what do we mean by a double circulatory system? Do you remember that last week we mentioned that a single blood cell has to move, first of all, from the heart, through the lungs, back to the heart, from the heart through the body. So for every once that the little blood cell moves around the body, it's already gone through the heart. We have looked at this before. So here's a diagram just to remind you that we've got our systemic circulatory system and the pulmonary circulatory system, which goes to the lungs, the systemic circulatory system, which is going to go to the rest of the body. We need to focus now on pulmonary circulation. The word pulmonary refers to the lungs. So wherever you see in your biology textbooks or in information use of the word pulmonary, you need to remember that we're talking about air, and the place where air gets into our body is through the lungs. So what is the function of the pulmonary circulatory system in detail? First of all, we must remember that all our cells are producing carbon dioxide as a byproduct or waste product of cellular respiration. This carbon dioxide, if it builds up in concentration in the blood, or in the cells for that matter, is going to become toxic. So on a regular basis, the cells need to offload their carbon dioxide into the blood circulatory system. In the blood, the carbon dioxide can catch a ride or catch a lift on one of the red blood cells, or the carbon dioxide can move into a solution inside the blood plasma itself, and it can circulate in the solution form. Once that deoxygenated blood gets to the lungs, the carbon dioxide is going to be exchanged for oxygen. So how does it get there? Well, first of all, it's going to move from the heart to the lungs via the pulmonary artery. Now, for the rest of the circulatory system, we always tend to associate arteries with carrying oxygenated blood, but the pulmonary artery is different. The pulmonary artery is going to be carrying deoxygenated blood. It's in fact the only set of arteries that carries deoxygenated blood. But remember your clue that I gave you last time, arteries carry blood away from the heart. A for away, A for arteries. The carbon dioxide is going to pass from the capillary into the alveolus of the lung. And so the capillary lies touching the alveolus, which is the lung tissue. The carbon dioxide is going to move from a high concentration inside the blood vessel or the capillary to a low concentration inside the alveolus of the lung. Likewise, oxygen, which is in high concentration inside the lung, is going to move from that high concentration across into the capillaries, where there's now a low concentration because that blood was deoxygenated. The transfer, the blood, you must understand, doesn't stop at the lung. This is a continual transport system. It's not like a taxi stopping to offload people and allow people to climb on. The blood is continually moving, and this transfer takes place in a very rapid manner while the blood is moving. So the oxygen then moves from the alveolus into the capillary, and then that oxygenated blood moves back to the heart via the pulmonary vein. Once again, usually you say that the pulmonary vein contains deoxygenated blood, or a vein contains deoxygenated blood, but in the case of the pulmonary vein, it's carrying oxygenated blood. More about the systemic circulatory system after the break.